Station, this is Westwood 1. How do you hear me?
Westwood 1, we hear you loud and clear.
Great. Joining us from the International Space Station, astronaut Scott Kelly and cosmonaut Mikhail Kornienko, crew members of the one-year mission aboard the ISS, the most comprehensive test yet of long-duration spaceflight in zero gravity. Scott and Mikhail, greetings. Здравствуйте. Scott, good morning.
Good morning to you. I'm not sure where you are. You might be in Los Angeles, but greetings to you there in the U.S.
Washington, D.C., Scott. You've both been in space for a month now and won't return to Earth until the spring of 2016. How far away does that seem to you, Scott?
Well, I'm trying not to think about how far away that is because it is pretty far. I'm kind of taking this one day at a time, looking ahead, a little bit into the future for work-related and planning purposes, but trying not to, count down the days, to when I get home. A friend of mine suggested maybe it's better to count the days, count up versus counting down. Haven't started doing that yet either, but a year is a long time. This is close to a year here, but I haven't started thinking about the end of it yet.
Your physiological changes are going to be compared to twin brother, retired astronaut Mark Kelly back on Earth. So you get the glory here, Scott. Puts a new spin on sibling rivalry.
Well, my brother's really happy that he can still participate with our program, with the space program in NASA, in this study. So, he retired a number of years ago, had a very, productive and successful career at NASA. So he's just happy to be a part of it, and I am too. We just, often in life you serve in different roles, and these are the roles we have right now.
Are you gaining or losing weight?
Neither.
Constant, huh? Is there ever a question, Scott, of becoming bored up there in the ISS?
Well, I wouldn't say bored because it's a very interesting environment. There's a lot of work to do here. We do a lot of great cutting edge science, but you do never leave. You never get to leave your place of work, so that makes it somewhat of a mental challenge there, where you're kind of always on. You always feel like you can never relax completely. So I would never say the place gets boring, but you do never get to leave.
How is the exercise equipment? We understand you spend a good deal of time on both the ARED, the Advanced Resistive Exercise Device, and the treadmill named Colbert.
The exercise, we have that exercise equipment. We also have exercise equipment in the Russian segment that the cosmonauts use. They have a treadmill and a cycle ergometer, and we have a cycle ergometer here as well. The exercise equipment is great. Particularly the resistive exercise device we have, it makes it seem like you're lifting real weight in space. And often when you have a weightlifting device on Earth, and it's not, something, or it's something that doesn't use real weight, you can often tell. This feels like the real thing, which is really a testament to the great team that built this, what's called ARED, Advanced Resistive Exercise Device, that, we all come to love up here on the space station.
Do you think the changes in your body over this period of time will be profound or kind of on the minor side?
There's a lot we know already about the changes that occur over time in space. We know we lose bone mass, and we exercise a lot to mitigate that. We can lose muscle mass, but also the exercise prevents that. We have recently discovered a phenomenon with people's vision and swelling of the optic nerve and other structural changes that occur within the eye. And that's something that we're, very hard at work investigating, trying to learn more about it to come up with countermeasures. So, With regards to that, I don't know what the results will be. If it's, we're going to see similar things to a 6-month flight, or if there's some increase, or potentially that those changes level off at a certain point. That's something we're looking at. Also, the effect of radiation in the space environment on us on a genetic level with regards to our RNA and DNA. That's something that this study with my brother is looking at. So, I think some of the things will probably be similar to the 6-month flight, and some may be very much different. And that's why we're here investigating these things to find out and find ways that we can mitigate these negative effects.
Scott, you watched the movie Gravity this week. Isn't that kind of like a deep sea fisherman watching Jaws?
Yeah, it kind of is. We had all seen the movie before. I thought it'd be interesting to watch it up here because it is pretty fascinating the level of detail that they were able to recreate in the movie, and how a lot of it does look very similar to the space station. So it was a lot of fun to be able to watch that movie on the space station.
So many great exploits in space, starting with Yuri Gagarin 54 years ago, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin 46 years ago, nearly 17 years since the ISS was launched. What do you suppose will be the next giant leap for mankind in space?
Well, I don't know what it'll be. I would like it to be some time in my lifetime going to, having people step foot on Mars. I think that's a great destination and goal for us. I hope that this space station and the research we do here will help make that happen. This is a great facility for doing all kinds of research. I think one of the best experiments about the space station is the space station itself. Building a facility that allows us to live and work for long periods of time in this very harsh environment, whether it's producing water from our urine and using that water to produce oxygen and use it for us to consume, to sustain our lives, to scrubbing the atmosphere of carbon dioxide, producing electricity from the solar arrays, and keeping all these systems operating, 24/7, 365 days a year, like you said, for 17 years, is an amazing engineering feat, and something that's going to be critical to us, going further from Earth someday.
A lot of us would like to be up there with you, Scott. Do you think space tourism will actually happen in our lifetimes?
Well, it's been happening for many years now. The Russian space agency Roscosmos has been flying tourists here aboard the space station. I'm not exactly sure what number we would be up to yet, 7 or 8. It'd be number 8. The next one would be number 8. So we've been doing it. I'd love for it to be more frequent, to have people be able to come to this, a harsh environment, but pretty amazing place. And, it'd be great if some of these commercial companies get off the ground, and hopefully they'll be doing that soon, where we can have more paying customers fly into suborbital space, but also into low Earth orbit someday.
Scott and Mikhail, we send our best wishes for the duration of your mission, and look forward to talking to you both when you return to Earth.
Мы вас поздравляем и желаем всего наилучшего, и с нетерпением будем ожидать вас на планете Земля после завершения вашего полета.
Great
Спасибо
talking to both
большое
of
за
you.
это интервью. Спасибо за хорошие пожелания.
Thank you very much for this interview. Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes our event.
Thank you, Associated Press and Westwood One.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We are now resuming operational audio communications.